look around you. You either go peacefully or the police are going to be here in a particularly short amount of time.
Okay.
And I completely called his bluff and said, I have my phone in my hand. I have to press one button and police will be crawling all over this place. You
Oh,
don't
wow.
know the type of job I did. You don't know how important I am, and you don't know how willing they are to protect me. So get in your car and go now and don't come back, which was
Wow.
complete bullshit.
It's no accident that sounds like you're leveling up in a video game. 48% of 18 to 29-year-olds have an online dating profile.
Make them work for it.
45% of people say they're more frustrated with this form of dating than hopeful.
There are so many people you can connect with.
Should I swipe right?
Swipe wrong. Swipe wrong. Setting the record straight on dating apps. Everyday people telling everyday stories of the swipe right world with your host, Koss.
Well, I know he had a good time.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you are doing outstanding. Welcome to the Swipe Wrong podcast. I am your host. I am Koss. Welcome to the number one podcast of everybody who has already thrown in the towel on their New Year's resolutions. They're gone. Peace. Done. Come join us. It's cool. Like I said, as we're rolling in the new year, we got new episodes going as we always do. Hopefully you guys are enjoying them. We got another one. Let's do the housekeeping. We want to, I can't express enough. It really is something we take pride in when people come on the show. I do believe they have a good time. Even this story here, like this wonderful young lady's story it has some intense moments to it. And by the end, like we talked and she had a good time coming on, and I think you guys are gonna be like, holy shit to this one. I know I was, and I was a little bit prepared going in because she had kind of given me a little bit of the cliff notes, but I still was like, holy shit. But it really is just a casual conversation. It's, I think as she put it, it felt kind of like a meetup, like an easy first date. So, 317-426-6616 or email us at swipewrongpod@gmail.com. We want all the stories, every story we can possibly get. We want them. We want yours. So let us know as you guys are taking a listen, please. That being said, thank you for listening. Check out Pelham Place. Jay's doing an amazing job over there. Things are pretty awesome. That he puts together. Every single thing he touches. And he's got some other stuff coming out too. I can't say what it is because I'll let him do it. And hopefully you should have Jay come on and he can tell you guys about it. But anyway, I'll keep this one as short as possible, but really let us know because we want to hear it. Sit back, relax, put your feet up, enjoy, grab your popcorn, get it buttered, whatever, some extra salt, whatever you need to put on there to put a smile on your face, you put a smile on your face. If you're in traffic, drive slow, take it easy, don't get that ticket. And for the love of everything, don't hit that person next to you. And please enjoy. This app should have come with a warning label.
Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions or any entities they represent. This podcast is about dating experiences. It is not to say one dating app is better or worse than another.
What drew you to the apps? Did you get out of a long relationship, or you like, hey, I'm tired of guys walking up to me in a bar, or how did it roll out?
Kind of a bit of an experiment, to be honest with
nice.
you. Yeah, it was
Let me
a bit
get
of
a social
a
experiment.
yeah. Look, the glove got thrown down by a few friends. It was like, isn't it about time you did some dating? Like, shouldn't you be putting yourself out there a bit? I'm like, what is this dating thing you speak of? um, and so yeah, I said, all right, I'll do it. And they said, yeah, but you're not allowed to do it just for a week. You gotta do it. If you're gonna do it, you gotta commit. So I'm all right. Okay, I'll do it. Let's do this thing.
They help you with your profiles?
Yeah, no, I wasn't going that. I wasn't trusting them to that point. Come on. Girl's got to choose her own pictures, all right?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And I mean, what I discovered is you don't want to be like, you don't want to be too truthful. Nobody else is. So
nobody. Exactly. Exactly.
Who wants their friends outing them?
Right. Exactly. That's fair.
Yeah.
And then, so which ones did you jump on?
I ended up only jumping on Bumble. So I had dabbled in the past, and that was hence the comment about, but you've got to stay on for longer than a week.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
I dabbled, and I thought, no, I'm going to give Bumble a crack. I liked the philosophy of it. I know a lot of women don't. I know that a lot of women don't like that feeling of being the one that has to do the reaching out first. For me, it felt empowering. It felt like, well, look, at least I'm having a bit more of a say. I'm not getting inundated by messages and things from people who are it's just not going to happen with, let's be honest. There's an extent to my level of politeness. So
love that line.
Yes, well,
I love that.
There is this thing about batting above your average occasionally, and you kind of think, really, come on, dude.
You took a swing.
I mean, I know it's online. And I know we can create avatars, and I know all of that, but let's not completely blur the line between reality and illusion here. Let's keep a little bit of a grip on. So I did my own profile up, and it's funny. Like, I actually read a few things about what makes a good profile.
Oh, nice. Okay, did a little research.
Makes a good photo, and did a bit of research. Most unlike me, but I figured, oh look, if this is going to be an experiment, we're really going to give it a red hot crack and give it the best shot we can.
I love it. So you get on, you set up the profile, and then what? Day later, you're like, holy shit, I got 50 likes. This is, I mean, was it just inundated with likes?
Yeah, look, it was interesting because I actually went the paid membership. So you pretty much see everything that's going on with the paid membership. And honestly, I felt like the new kilo of prawns at the barbecue. It was like, we're going to throw you on the hot plate, and it's just all going to be happening before you really know what hit you. It was just like, oh, wow. You know that you're new online. Like, you know that, you've literally landed in this world where they haven't seen you before. And because I wasn't on any other apps, I realized that after a while as well. People showing up on lots of different apps, and they're using similar photos. They're, you can recognize them. It's not like they're being overly creative. Yeah. So I really hit this market as a whole new product.
Oh shit, you got inundated all the time. Oh my gosh.
I did at the beginning.
Go on, I'm sorry, go on.
No, it felt really overwhelming. I was on the phone to a girlfriend going, when I said that I would try this for more than a week, really? Are we sure about that? What are the rules on backing out of this game?
Right, totally.
Because it is actually really overwhelming. And it's nothing like the real world. It's like you are literally going on pictures, and if you're lucky, some comments, because that was the other thing that amazed me, having done my research and gone in there all prepared.
Right.
And I answered the questions, like all the bloody questions. You have any idea how long that takes you?
You gave it the good old college try. You're like, I'm doing it all deep. I get it.
Oh, God. The only thing I forgot to get was the I'm naive tattoo across my forehead.
That's funny.
It was insane. And so then, of course, you've got all of these hits, and some of them have got nothing. Like, they're a photo. Or my favorite, the one where there has to be a book that says, use this one. If you want to know, ask me.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's like,
for sure.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's creative and shows great personality right there.
Yeah. It's sort of like you can imagine yourself at a coffee date with them, just vaguely staring at each other going, right, well, what are you going to ask me?
And
I don't know.
Is that
what are you going to ask me?
Is that one who's not smiling in a picture and you ran into
Oh, God. Oh, gosh.
that's the lesson you learned the hard way, if I understood correctly, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that one was fascinating. Let's call him Tom, for want of a better
Okay.
name.
All right. That's cool.
The lovely Tom. The Tom who was like, this is just on paper, great. Great job, great. And I wouldn't really care about the job, but the simple fact that he had one was good. That was
I love your
nice.
personality.
He didn't. He never got to meet my personality.
Well, he probably saw a different side of it. I'm thinking it wasn't the same side I'm lucky enough to see right now.
Well, wait till we get there, because this is one that I'm not hugely proud of. So, yeah, the lovely Tom. So we exchanged a few messages, and the photos were just like, yeah, just pensive, really thoughtful photos. Gazing into the background, the gentle smile.
Sure.
Yeah. It's all like, nice, okay, no worries. You don't think anything of that. Like, you've seen so many photos of fish by that stage of people going, and look what I caught on the weekend. The absence of a fish is like, that's gold. So that is pure gold. So this guy's got a job and no fish. I mean, seriously, we are hitting pay dirt at this stage. It's like, seems really nice. So we've communicated a bit backwards and forwards on the app, no worries. Just nothing to provoke any concern, just conversations and, what kind of music do you like? What kind of movies do you watch? Yeah, no worries. So backwards and forwards for quite a lot of talking. And eventually he's kind of said, so why don't we catch up for a cuppa? Yeah, all right. Sounds good. Let's pick a spot. I'm thinking nice and public. This is kind of going to be a bit of an adventure. Yep, here's a spot, middle of the day. It's a fairly busy area. There's lots of cafes along there. So let's not meet in a cafe. Let's just kind of meet. It's near a beach, just side of beach. I'll be in this kind of general location at this time. We didn't even exchange phone numbers, which was a handy thing. Believe me, that was handy. We were still kind of, that's one I didn't have to block. Awesome. So,
well played.
Yeah, I had no idea how well I was playing it.
I said more than you knew. More than you knew.
Yeah, awesome. Way more than I knew.
So you just kept talking through Bumble then. You just kept, you were vibing through Bumble, and you're like, all right, cool, let's go meet.
Yeah, so it seemed like an idea.
Yeah.
He lived a fair way away, so we picked something that was sadly for him nearly an hour's drive. For me, it was like half hour or so, but it was a good place.
Yeah.
So I rocked up there, and I was a bit early, parked the car, and kind of just leaning on a pole, flicking through my phone. Now, here's the funny thing: my profile photos in those days, I had long hair. So I had long, kind of curly hair, and in most, I think all of the photos, it was down. This was a hot day. I had it tied up into a ponytail. So I still looked like me, but to the person meeting me for the first time, they were going to have to check. They were going to have to go, So I'm leaning on my pole, having a lovely time, looking at my phone and just watching around, and I've been paying a bit of attention. This person started walking towards me. I'm thinking, oh, yep, that's him. So I'm kind of putting my phone away, and I've looked up, and you can tell that he's trying to work out if you are the person that you are. So I knew at that point, and this is where I put up the disclaimer. I'm not proud of what happened next. Okay. Not proud. So he gets to kind of like 2 meters away from me, and we get the first real smile and the, hey, are you Karen? Which has opened the mouth up. Now, have you seen the warning pictures on the cigarette pack of all of the terrible things that could possibly happen to your mouth?
No.
He was the model. He was the model. I am not kidding you. He is the cigarette packet, all the things that can go wrong with your mouth model.
That's gross. I have a hard time with that one. Like, so not just missing teeth, they were yellow too. Stuff.
Oh, yeah, no. And the one, like the 3 that he had were yellow and twisted.
Oh,
like,
no.
It was not well, the only 3 I could see. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And the black gums, the really,
goodness.
It's like, I have no idea. Look, you've probably noticed in this far in the conversation, I am never going to win a game of poker. I do not have a poker face. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to get a poker face out of me. And so I have no idea what my face actually did, but I've still got my phone in my hand and I've looked up and I'm just looking and I've got nothing. I have no idea what to say. I've just got absolutely nothing. So he's gone again, Karen? And I've looked at him and gone, no, sorry. Oh, and he's gone, oh, sorry, I'm meeting somebody. I didn't mean to, I'm like, oh, mate, don't talk anymore. Don't talk anymore. I'm seriously, no more words. So I've kind of put my phone down in my pocket and I've walked in the opposite direction, which was thankfully where my car was. He's still heading in the direction where he thinks I am. I've leapt into my car. I've hightailed it out of there. I found a car park about 1 kilometre away and I sent this really dodgy message about, I'm so sorry, I just couldn't do it. It just didn't feel quite right. And I'm really, really sorry. I know you must have had a long drive and I'm really sorry that I just couldn't warn you earlier. I tried, I really did, but, and then I deleted him and blocked him and did everything I could and went home and had a really, really hot shower.
Yeah. Well, I would say brushed and flossed after that was done too, right? Oh my goodness.
Seriously, booked in for the dentist straight away. It was like, he's my new best friend. I'm seeing you every month for the rest of my life. I am never.
That's fair.
Horrid.
That's fair. As a matter of fact, after this, I feel like I'm gonna need to make the call too, even though I went last month. But I'm like, there's a lot of things I'm cool with, like a picture's being wrong, stuff like that. But man, when for whatever reason, teeth just mess with me so bad, and if that was the case, I'd been like, even missing like one tooth or whatever, I'm just like, hey, that's cool. Let's soup. Can we get some soup over here? Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone with a straw? Straws? Yeah. Straws are around.
Yeah, straws. It fits perfectly in the missing tooth area. So yeah, I'm with you. That's like probably the best dodging story. Just like, just right on the spot. Peace. No, I'm not your guy, not your girl. Nope, it's not it. Nope. Sorry. These are not the droids you're looking for. Can't help you.
Yeah, no, wrong planet, honey. Wrong planet.
So you blocked him right away. So you never heard from him again then. So that was pretty smooth. That was out. That was done. That was take care of yourself.
Yeah,
that nice afternoon drive, little half hour kind of getaway, listen to your music, vibe, and probably sing out loud. It didn't look so bad.
Yeah, no, look, hey, who doesn't want to put makeup on and get dressed up in the middle of the day to meet somebody who has no teeth?
Yeah, it's my favorite thing to do on Tuesdays, I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
And get out. Yeah, if I get a good foundation, I'm in good shape. It's all right.
Oh well, you rock it, then. Seriously, you're rocking it.
Thanks, I appreciate that. So I assume from that point on, you never ever talked to anybody else who didn't smile on their pictures.
You're quite right. To the point where I actually, again, this person probably thinks I'm very weird. Would probably explain why I never got a message back from them, because there were no smiling photos. And I said, look, this may sound like a random question, but do you have teeth?
Yeah, sure. That's fair.
I actually asked him.
That's fair.
It was like, I'm sorry, but there are no smiling photos here. And if you don't have teeth, I'm not going there. But he blocked me.
Did it? It's not uncommon because he probably didn't have teeth. He probably wasn't mad at you. He's probably like, oh, the gig is up and let me block her because she knows. Like, I swear, it's not uncommon at all. It's like, bro, if you don't have a good dental plan, I'm not messing with it because I know what's going to happen.
Yeah, wow. It was just the last thing that I think I had expected. I mean, I'd been warned about, like, the girlfriends did the coven around me and they stirred the pot and they did all of that. They threw the herbs in and said, they must take very good care of themselves. Right. Here are the spells and here are the things and here are all the things you must do every single date. You must do all of these things in this order.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Like I wasn't stressed enough.
No kidding, right? So was that early on, or was that where you were dating for a little while? It was like, all right, just took it in stride.
That was relatively early on.
Oh,
that was relatively early on. And I'm thinking, did I really say I would do this for at least a year?
Yeah, that's what I was going to
seriously.
ask.
Yeah. So by that stage, I was praying for Prince Charming to fall madly in love so I could get off the fucking things. I was like, hey, just bring him in, people. Bring him in. Yeah. Roll in a good one because I can't do like, what's after no tea?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really.
Careful what you ask. Careful.
Exactly.
Careful. Careful.
Exactly.
You're going to be like, wow, I thought that thing was bigger. That's going to be the other part too. You're like, wow, it didn't know it was cold outside. Things like that.
Yeah.
So how
Only
long
there was one.
Go on.
Oh, look, there was another one that happened though that was really quite funny. Like, and it's a warning, Will Robinson. Like, if you're gonna lie, dude,
I would hug you just for that line.
Remember. Just remember what your lies are, people, and make sure you've got a backstory that fits your lies. Because, just because someone kind of looks sweet on their profile, it doesn't mean they're dumb.
Yeah.
And strangely enough, whilst I didn't put it in my profile, I can do maths. Like basic maths is kind of, I can do it. So I was talking to this dude. I didn't even meet this one. This one outed himself before we even got to the stage of meeting. And it was like, seriously, didn't take long to leap out of the cupboard. Love, he was out of that closet so quick. And it was kind of funny. And I did feel for him. So this bloke was, just ask him, 51, not a problem. Well and truly in my price range. I could do 51, no worries.
Right.
Photos looked appropriate for that. Like, photos were probably not new when you look at them later, but kind of chatting, usual kind of stuff. And I'd done so how was your weekend? Oh, I had an awesome weekend. It was fantastic. Great time with the family. Went to my daughter's 20th wedding anniversary. I'm like, oh, really? So you were 31 when your daughter got married.
Oh,
interesting. Child bride, arranged marriage, kind of off at 12. Is it legal? I'd be proud too if you sold your 12-year-old off and they're still with the person 20 years later and you're not in jail.
Oh my God. So he said on his profile he was that. So now you're starting to do the math. Now, let me guess.
Like,
you just are curious now, right? You're just like, let's just see where this went. Okay.
Totally curious. And I probably, I don't fish myself, but I did decide I needed to have a little bit of fun with this one.
Sure.
20th wedding anniversary sounds wonderful. So tell me about your work. I've never actually asked you about work. How's work? Oh, I'm retired. Retired young, did you? Did you retire before or after your daughter's wedding? And like, we kind of went down this theme for a while, and his responses started coming slower. And slower. And slower. And then eventually I got a, okay, all right, I'm actually 71.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, you're 71. All right, no problems. Pushing a little bit in the wrong direction here, honey. 71, like, and he said, but the problem is I'm 71 and I feel and look really, really young for my age. I feel and look 20 years younger and I don't want to date women my own age. I said, fair call, not a problem. Here is our problem. I feel and look 20 years younger than I am, so we've still got the same fucking age difference.
Oh, shoot. Oh, I stopped at 21. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Oh, God. Yeah.
That's rough. So they started coming slower because he realized that you were onto him, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, my questions were getting more and more random. Let's put it that way. And,
no kidding.
Yeah. So that was fun.
Like, I don't know. Like, I think, I forget if it's Bumble. One of them, you can't change your age. Like, maybe it's Tinder. I forget which one it is, where once you start, like, you have to have CIA clearance to go in and change your age to whatever it was.
Oh,
so
really?
if you start out saying, hey, I am this, right, you better double down on that for the rest of your life and like get a fake ID, something like that. It might be Tinder. I honestly forget which one it is, but either way,
look, I wasn't lying, so I didn't know. I never had
how would you, right? How would you? And like, I guess in his case, he could have easily said that from the jump. By the way, I'm not really 50, because I've had women say that to me a couple of times where, hey, my age, it's messed up. I'm actually this. Cool. All right. But if it's how you feel, it's like there's different phases of the day. I wake up in the morning, my back might hurt. I might feel 82, but by noon, I'm like, I'm 25 again. All right, here we go. So
Yep.
you never
Totally.
know. Gosh,
I have
dang.
my 100-year-old days regularly.
Yeah, right.
It's
Like you see a shark in that water behind you, you feel 25. Look, you don't have to be the fastest swimmer. You just have to be faster than the person next to you. That's it.
honey, I feel like Jesus. I'm on top of the water and running.
Oh my God. So you have these, and these are just like the minor ones. Like I'm sure, like, of course, these are, but you're just going, man, am I gonna find, like, did you find anybody who was cool, who you're just like totally vibing with and digging it? Oh,
Yes.
shit. Oh, there were unicorns. Okay.
Oh no, he pulled the knife on me.
Oh, this guy. Oh, you mentioned this. All right. So you met him. Let's start this one at the beginning. You met him on Bumble, obviously. So tell me the story, and I'm going to shut up because I'm not doing a good job of shutting up and listen. I apologize.
No, we're having a good conversation. This is cool. No, you don't need to shut up and listen. Facial expressions will be perfectly acceptable as well.
You're going to get them. You're going to get them.
Oh, seriously. It's funny, actually, because when I was starting to think about coming and chatting with you, I have gone back to this place of what did I miss? Like, what did I miss? I had all of the safety talks from my friends. I had all of the prerequisite spells and, voodoo and all of the correct dolls with pins. I knew how it all worked. But seriously, this was my last date online.
Wow.
And the coven let me out of my 12-month contract. This one, they were happy to accept that by this stage, because I had done quite a few months. I wasn't up to 12 months, but I had done quite a few. And look, I did go on some dates with some guys that were just ordinary, average guys. We had nice, just a cuppa. There was no chemistry. Couple of them would go to the second date and we'd have dinner, whatever. Made some friends out of it, made some great friends out of it. And I think that is something that's really important to be open to as well in this, because it's crazy to go into it just thinking that everyone might be the one. Like everyone's another human being that you wouldn't have otherwise met. And so it's that was good. But this bloke, genuine photos, like they were real photos. He was a beach lover like me. We talked online. So, you can get to that point where you think, oh, God, I'm so tired of just talking to people. Let's just come on, fast forward. Let's go and have a cuppa and let's do this thing. It's like I'm aging here. And by the time we actually get to the point where I'm meeting somebody who's worthwhile having conversation with, I'm going to feel like I'm 90 and not 20 years younger than my actual age. So we were talking for a bit. We connected. We had similar books that we liked, similar music that we liked, both loved the beach. I was right into my training in those days. We had a mouthful of water.
Oh, dude, I've been drinking coffee all morning.
Yeah.
So obviously.
No, you're right. I forgot to have my glass of water there. I've been enjoying your company too much.
Yeah, right there.
Are you single, Chris?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Oh, there we go. Wrong side of the world, though.
Yeah, distance issue, but I like your background more than mine. So you know what? I'll meet you there, and I am not jumping off that rock if there's a shark back there. I promise.
Yeah, fair call. I won't make you learn to swim faster.
Yeah, no kidding.
So we were talking, and it just felt easy. Felt really, really. I didn't feel like I was trying to come up with conversation. It just flowed. So we ended up swapping phone numbers and then talked. So Bumble, we were just doing the texting back and forward kind of a stuff. And then he was really, really respectful about it. It was like, look, this is my phone number. If you feel comfortable reaching out to me, if you feel comfortable having a conversation, I'd love to talk to you. That's cool. So we did that. No problems. Then we decided to catch up we decided to have, I think it was a cuppa. It was just a cuppa. So late morning, and it was on a beach that was not far from both of us. So I figured I'm going to make a day of it for myself. I'm going to, the car was packed so as I could spend the day down the beach, but I was dressed nicely for our cuppa. And I rock up and he wasn't there. He didn't, we were meeting, and I get this text from him going, I'm sorry, it's so bad. I feel terrible. I've slept in. I'm running late. I completely understand if you don't want to hang around to meet me. I completely understand. This is really not a good way, not a good start. I'm thinking, I was going to look, he seems nice. He seems apologetic. No problems. I was going to spend the day on the beach anyway. So he arrived like late, very apologetic. We caught up, we had our cuppa, and it was lovely. Really, really lovely. Really easy. Again, no pressure. Laughed a lot, had a really good time, went our separate ways, kept on talking. I was like, kiss on the cheek.
Okay.
All good.
Yeah. Sure, okay.
Yeah. So there was chemistry. There was chemistry.
Yeah.
There was definitely chemistry.
Good.
Yeah, it was lovely. It was really, really nice. And then so went our separate ways, had another date lined up. And this time we decided to go, what were we doing? We're just going for a walk around a nearby lake. So again, easy. He was on time. We wandered around the lake.
Bonus.
And again, no bonus. He actually showed up on time.
Showed up on time.
And I do now start to kind of replay everything in details. He was a little quieter on that one. And there was one awkward conversation. So he had recently moved interstate. He had lived on the other side of Australia. He'd recently come over and he had a couple of kids, so young kids.
Okay. We
hadn't talked about them. So when we're on the walk, I had just sort of said to him, look, we haven't talked about your kids. How are you going? Like, you're on the other side of Australia now. You must miss them. And there was kind of this pause, and he just said, I don't want to talk about my kids.
Wow.
And it was like, he just really shut that conversation down. I don't want to talk about my kids.
Okay.
I kind of thought, okay, well, fair enough. He's probably really missing them. I didn't think that there was anything more to it. I really, really didn't. I just thought, okay, this is just a dad who's away from his kids and he doesn't really know me. He's being protective of them. I went into that kind of a place of, that's probably a good sign. He's not, whipping out his phone and showing a person who he doesn't know particularly well a million photos of his kids, and he's, not over the top. But in hindsight, I look back and go, all right, that was probably an early warning sign that there was something. Yeah, exactly. It's not something that you're going to read into.
Yeah.
So we did that. Then there was another date. We went down the beach to watch the sunset. All very romantic.
Yeah.
Got hot and heavy.
Yeah.
Like really, really romantic. Really and I'm texting my girlfriends going, oh my God, after Mr. Toothless Man and the geriatric. It's like, there is a God.
Restored your faith in the dating community. Yeah. And he's like, all right, there are some there. Here, I found a unicorn. This is cool.
This is really good. He looks like his photos. He's fit, he's healthy. He can hold down a conversation. He's been really respectful. We got to date 3 before we got tongues involved, other than talking. It was all pretty cool.
Right.
So I was really excited for date number 4. Date number 4 was it was spontaneous. It was like I knew I was going to have a really, really rough day at work. It was going to be a really long, hard, tough day. He knew that. We talked about it. So he sent me a message going, do you feel comfortable with me coming over to your place? I'd like to bring you over a meal. I know you've had let's have a meal together is what he said. He didn't say bring you over a meal. Let's have a meal together and chill. And I'm like, yeah, that seems perfectly reasonable to me. I felt safe with this person. I felt comfortable. I made sure the girlfriends knew that he was coming.
Good.
I said, look, he's going to be coming over to my place. And so there was timings for when they would, send me a message or whatever, all that kind of stuff. Sure. There was a timing for when I was meant to let them know that all was fine. The busting to go to the loo. Sorry, just have to pop out for a second. Oops, and I never go to the toilet without my phone. I'll be back.
Sure.
Yeah. So that was all timed, but we never made it to that point.
Wow.
So he arrived at my place, and I was tired, which I knew that I would be. And he had about 50,000 shopping bags with him. So I'd been thinking, because we talked about our favourite takeaway and our favourite kind of comfort food. So I had in my mind with the let's have a meal together, I know you've had a tough day,
Right.
I was expecting someone to rock up with, I don't know, Thai takeaway, something like that. And that we would just crash on the couch, eat some food, and, nice, relaxed night, forget about the day.
Sure.
But no, dude had brought every single vegetable and piece of meat that you could conceive to exist. And he walked, and it was interesting. He came in, gave me a hug, walked straight into my kitchen, put all the bags down in my kitchen, and then walked around my kitchen. So opened the fridge, but then systematically opened all of the cupboards and drawers. So he knew where everything was, everything. And then he has pronounced that he's going to make this gourmet meal, which just the prep alone was like 3 hours. And then it was going to be another couple of hours for cooking it. So we are at this stage looking at probably 5 hours before I get any food in myself. And I have just had hell on earth at work. And all I was imagining was Thai takeaway. And I've said to him, let's call him Ivan for want of a better name.
All right.
That's super sweet, Ivan. That's really, really sweet of you. But do you reckon we could rain check that? Because I am starving hungry. I just need to eat. I really, really just need to eat. So how's about we just order something, get it delivered, and this looks absolutely amazing, but let's do it another time. He didn't respond at all. He said to me, so do you like capsicum? Do you like tomatoes? Do you like beans?
Wow.
And I've gone, actually, no, I don't. I don't. I genuinely don't.
Right, sure.
Gone, yeah, look, no, not really. But I could murder a Thai takeaway. Don't use the word murder on a date, okay? Note to self. Don't use the word murder. Particularly not with somebody who has just walked their way around your kitchen, opened every drawer, and knows where your great big carving knife is.
No.
So, have you ever watched one of those movies where human morphs into weird alien thing?
Yeah,
and there's this pause just before it happens.
Yeah.
And this kind of blank expression just before it happens. And then they transform into this thing you have never seen before.
Wow, no way.
I have never been so terrified in my entire life.
Really?
I'm standing there.
Girl, I'm sorry.
It was hideous because I'm watching him, just waiting for okay, cool. Yeah, no worries. Sorry, I wasn't listening to you. I was so excited with the whole thought of cooking this meal. Yeah. Cool. Absolutely. We'll do it another time. Let's rain check. Yeah. What I got was this blank expression. His eyes changed.
Wow.
It was like watching something truly evil emerge.
Really? Oh, girl.
His voice changed. He went really, really quiet. He opened up the drawer in front of him, which was where my big chef's knife is, which I have super sharp. And he pulled this knife out and said, you don't know how to let someone take care of you, do you?
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
You don't like it when a man's a man, do you? And it went on from there. This voice just really like in this threatening, but I'm going to be so quiet about it. And I'm just standing here with a knife while I'm doing it.
God.
And I'm grateful for some of the jobs that I've done because I've dealt with crazies in some of my jobs. But I had this moment of you have to stay calm. You have to stay really gentle. You have to stay no sign of fear. You cannot show any sign of fear.
Wow.
And I just said, look, I'm really sorry, but you need to leave. I'm really tired. I've had a huge day of work. So how's about you put that knife down and let's go.
Wow.
And he's just looked at me and he's taken a step towards me.
Oh, fuck.
And so I took a step towards him. I said, I am not kidding. Date's over. You need to go. It needs to end here now, quietly and peacefully. Let's go. And I didn't touch him, and I started walking towards the front door because I thought, at least if he moves fast, I know my house faster.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
can get myself out. I can be out in the street and screaming my lungs out,
Yeah.
and he will not do a lot of damage. Like,
Wow.
he won't have time to do a lot of damage. So every inch of me was ready to run, but I just
Sure.
walked as calmly and quietly as I could.
Wow.
I opened the door and put my back against a wall because I could feel that he was following me. He didn't have the knife. I have
Fuck.
never been more grateful for something in my
Yeah.
life before, because as I'm walking down to the door, I'm thinking, I don't know if he's put the knife down. Is he standing right behind me with a knife?
Oh my God.
I'm just going, but you can't run, you can't panic, because if he's got the knife, then that's going to be the trigger. You're going to startle him. He's going to do
escalates
something.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So calmly to the door, opened the door up and realized, oh, thank fuck, he does not have the knife.
No.
And I just
shit.
kept talking to him really, really quietly. Said, okay, you need to get in your car. You need to leave. You need to never ring me again. No, this ends here, but you need to go. And he started to get agitated, but I'd got him out the front door by that stage. And so I just said to him, I can't remember my exact words, but I pointed out the fact, look, we aren't alone here. This is, I'm on a subdivided block. Said, sure, I might be the back house, but I've got, look around you. You either go peacefully or the police are going to be here in a particularly short amount of time. And I had also had a job very recently where I was a senior leadership for police and emergency services.
Okay.
And I completely called his bluff and said, I have my phone in my hand. I have to press one button and police will be crawling all over this place. You don't know the type of job I did. You don't know how important I am, and you don't know how willing they are to protect me. So get in your car and go now and don't come back.
Wow.
Which was complete bullshit.
That's a good
I
bullshit.
have no
Good.
idea where it came from. No idea where it came from.
Good. Move.
And he got in his car and he drove away.
Wow.
And I fell to pieces. Hysterical phone call to my closest girlfriend. Just couldn't even. And she's like, what? Because she knew that there was, that he was meant to be coming over.
Sure.
And I was hysterical. And she's like,
who wouldn't be?
She said,
oh my gosh.
Do I need to? She's got a great big 6-foot-something son. She said, do I need to bring my son? I'm like, no. That's all I could go out with. No. I'm just crying. I was really like, I was a snotty mess.
As you should be. Like, yeah, it's not like, hey, I had a bad date. I had a bad fucking crazy date. That's a little different than just a bad date.
Look, my date went a little bit wrong. I nearly got murdered.
It's not that he's a bad kisser. It's that he did the knife thing. Yeah, it's totally different.
He's good with knives, but that's not what I want in a boyfriend.
Yeah. Thank God he put it down. You never think that your old jobs in a dangerous industry train you for dating in the future. You never think that. No, that's not one that comes
I had
up.
in mind. No,
not at all.
No, I never thought. No.
Oh my God, that is. I've used the term insane on the show a lot, but that is literally the definition of insane right there. I'm so sorry. That is crazy.
It was really awful. So my girlfriend was here within record time. I hate to think how many red lights she ran through and how much speed. And it took me half an hour to be able to explain what happened. But she saw the knife on the kitchen bench and she saw how upset I was. And by the time I could tell her the story, I just couldn't. Like, even talking about it, I feel myself start to shake again.
I could feel
that feeling of not being safe in your home. And the self-blame that I went through was huge. No. And I know you're right. You are completely right. But you do go back through everything and go, and that's what I did when I knew I was going to be talking to you. What did I miss?
Victim blaming. That's like, you really, like, you can't identify crazy. You just can't. Like, you don't know. You were having all, like, I know what you're saying about the kids and stuff, but I mean, there's no way. Oh, wait, like, you go on a date in the future, if someone's, cautious about talking about their kids, you're like, is this motherfucker gonna pull a knife on me? I mean, it's just one of those,
Yeah,
No, it's not.
it was,
It's not you. It's
yeah.
him for sure. There's nothing there you can fix. You sound like, I mean, I can, your personality is amazing. I mean, like there's nothing. So yeah, you don't need some clown on a podcast to tell you, but I'll tell you just from you are amazing, and he's fucking, hopefully he hasn't done it to anybody else.
Well, it was interesting because Bumble lets you report people, but he shut down and his profile disappeared in record time.
Sure.
So I let them know what had happened. I did do a bit of naughty string pulling behind the scenes because I needed some answers.
Yeah.
And it turned out that probably the reason that he had moved interstate was he had children to two different women, and both of them had restraining orders on him. Both of them had, so violence orders against him.
Okay.
Which would explain why he didn't want to talk about the kids, because he wasn't allowed to see the kids.
Sure.
So moving interstate wasn't the missing the children. It was dad's not allowed to see them because they're not safe with dad. So yeah, but it's just amazing because you do question yourself. You can't help it. It's that thing of, how does somebody do that to you?
Yeah,
how do you go so quickly? And seriously, I can still remember that transformation happening. It was like watching it come down and watching the eyes change and then the voice change and then the knife come out. It's like, whoa, okay, this is real. This is happening, and it's happening in my kitchen.
A date should never take you to the point to where you're watching a horror movie going, oh, I remember when that happened to me, when that transformation happened, and I saw that. Like, that's a real thing right there. This isn't just the movies.
That's really realistic. You know, they did that well. He met Ivan.
Right. All my life, I lived in California, and then I moved to the Midwest, and all of a sudden they had like a torrential downpour, and I said, oh, I thought that was just in the movies. We don't get that in California. You're like, oh, I thought that look was fake. And now you're like, no, that's a real look in the movies. Yes. My rain is a little different than your rain, though. That's for sure. Good Lord.
Yeah. Well, he rained on my parade. That's for sure.
Oh, boy. Oh, my gosh. And have you stopped? Have you stopped dating? Is this just like halted you? No, I understand the apps, but yeah, there you go.
Two lovely dogs. They're great.
You go.
They love me.
There you go. That's a solid move right there, too. That is. So
I have some
did it take a while?
Male friends. Yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
A long time.
Yeah, understandably, I guess I'm just curious.
It took a long time for me to even be comfortable with people I knew in my house.
Sure. Wow.
My girlfriends, okay. But, my male friends, I looked at them differently. And that's a horrible thing to say because that is so sexist and gender biased. But
self-protection.
I started looking at people and going, I don't know if I actually know you. What are you going to do to me if I disagree with you? It did come down. And I joked with a lot of people about, oh, look, never tell your new date that you don't like capsicum, beans and tomato. They get upset. It's like, it's just, you shouldn't do that. All right. Just suck it up, princess, and eat the fucking capsicum. Eat it raw, right? If you have to.
Yeah. That's all you can do, right? It's just turn a joke into it and deflect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably what I would do.
Really,
it's the personality.
Yeah, well, you've got to. What are you going to do? Be terrified for the rest of your life? I got out well. I got out of it really, really well.
You handled it amazing. You really did.
I still look at that. It's amazing what you're capable of.
Yeah.
In that moment, this was survival. So I know now what my instinct is like when it is truly about survival.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful that mine is to be incredibly calm and incredibly rational and to go, I'm going to save it up and I'm going to be a snotty mess in half an hour, but I'm not going to do it right now.
I mean, it really does seem like that would have been the case. If you would have reacted, he would have reacted, and you didn't, so he didn't. And seems weird to put that, I don't mean to sound like I'm putting that on you at all. I don't. It's just your essence of handling the situation I don't think it could have been any better. And thank goodness for that. Jeez. Thank goodness for all the crazy
Yeah.
jobs you once had to prepare you for the dating world. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. So this is my advice now to people who are thinking about going on dating apps for the first time. Um, Learn self-defense,
Sure. Sure.
spend a bit of time in some really, really rough jobs. Like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
I don't know. Ask a few of the local cops if you can just do work experience with them. um,
Well, so
Go
that's
and hang out with some bouncers at some really, really rough, divey pubs.
so did that change? Like, if you even meet somebody like we call in the wild, do you do background checks now? Like, say, oh shoot, there's a restraining order or something like that. Do you look for that stuff now?
No, I don't, because I
Okay.
know that what I did was pushing my luck, and the only reason I was given the information I did was because it had got so serious,
Okay.
and
Okay.
because I wanted to do something to protect other women. Like
Sure. Sure.
I wanted to make sure that this guy wasn't just changing his profile and going onto other apps. And who knows? Did I ever actually manage to help other women? Who knows? I will never know. From my world, he disappeared,
Yeah. You
which
could,
I am incredibly grateful for.
right.
Um,
Well, hopefully you
I
did.
doubt whether he ever made it back to Bumble.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Bumble locked him for life. I'm sure they did. Oh
yeah,
my goodness. I'm that's one. That's a new one. That's a new one. It's then we had a great kiss, and then there was this whole knife thing that didn't involve food. And you're like
just
going,
no.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Girl.
yeah. It kind of it's out
Yeah.
there, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, look, number one thing, like, glad you're okay. You know, maybe mentally
Thank
working
you.
on some things, which I would be too. Like, oh, this girl
Mm.
pulls a knife on me in a day to be like, oh, I think, oh man, I'm just, you know what? On the weekends, it won't
Is
be
that the
dating.
time?
I think I'm gonna go stare at the wall. The wall will not pull a knife
Yeah.
on me. It'll be okay.
Mm.
With, but it's still some of the things that like just that we've talked about over the course of the show. I'm going to go in a different direction because I don't want to beat this horse too much because I feel like, thank you for sharing it, by the way. That couldn't have been easy, but like your personality is pretty amazing. I can't imagine you sitting across the table with somebody and not being able to have a conversation. That's out of all this. I'm just like, wait a second, like, all right, the knife story, go way up here. But wait, there was times when she couldn't have a conversation with somebody. Those people must have sucked.
You do get tired after a while when you get nothing back. It's like,
Well, when you're the only one putting in the work, I understand. That's for
yeah,
sure. That's for sure.
yeah.
That's for
And
sure.
I will do that. Like I will, what's hilarious about this? I am a massively introverted person. But
Okay.
if I'm one-on-one with person, I want them to feel good. I want
Yeah.
to bring that person out. I'm curious about them. I want to
Yeah.
know, I want them to have the opportunity to have that good moment to,
Yeah.
to shine, to be themselves.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That's fair.
so I had some fabulous conversations with people, and not meeting Prince Charming is not the end of the world. It really isn't. I think if you go into it and that is your only goal, well, good luck, really,
Yeah. Yeah.
because you're missing out on a lot of other things that you could be doing in that time.
Yeah. We say it on the show a lot. Experiences over expectations. You go into, just hoping for a good experience and just seeing what happens on the coffee dates and don't have any expectations. Then I think what happens then is exactly what you talked about earlier in the show is you have some good friends. Sometimes you just end up with some really good friends and some people you just didn't know were out there that you're like, man, I'm really glad I connected with this person. Not for anything romantically, sexually, anything, just the fact that it's another good person in my life.
And you don't know who their friends are.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Because
totally.
you've hooked up with this person, you've gone on a date with them because you got some stuff that is similar about you, like
Yeah,
whatever that might be.
yeah,
It didn't work out. So what? You know,
yeah, totally.
blokes possibly, old mates, old mate could have 10 good, he could be on the soccer team. He could have
Yeah.
10 other potential people in at the next barbecue you go to. Seriously.
Right,
Just because it
right.
was an old mate
Yeah.
doesn't mean that old mate can't give you something else.
Yeah, right. You branched out, like literally, like, all right, cool. Not you. All right, cool.
Exactly.
And you never know where the connection's going to come from. And now you're not on the
It's
app. And
networking.
so literally and figuratively, it really is. Wow, that's cool.
Hmm.
So when was your last date?
Oh God. long time ago, more than 12
Okay.
months. Well and truly more than, actually, it's probably more than 2 years now since my
Is it
last
really?
date. Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. That's
I'm
fair.
in a really comfy space. It's
Ah,
funny, it's like lots of people say to you, oh, I'm not looking, but God help you if a single man walks into the room when you're with them because they're,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
they are
Sure.
looking. They're just telling you that they're not because it makes them feel more comfortable because it's that whole, they don't feel disappointed, but
Yeah.
they're still energetically there. I'm actually just in a really comfy place. I've
That's the
got
best
some
place to be.
amazing male friends. Like
Yeah.
they are brilliant. They're the brothers I never had.
That's awesome.
Um, and I've got a really small group of friends. Like it's a tight knit group of friends. I'm not missing anything. I'm
Good.
I'm having the life that I need right now. It's yeah.
Good. That's perfect because maybe that's what the journey is all about. I mean, we could skip the knife part, and once you get to a part where you're like, "Hey, I'm cool with me right now," and then if something shows up, something shows up. I mean, you don't need Prince Charming to fall off his horse and knock you over. It really could be, I bumped into this guy in the grocery aisle around the tomatoes, and Lord knows you don't like tomatoes, and I just made sure he's not a knife carrier, and we're good.
Yeah, exactly. You put the tomato down. Excellent.
Yes,
Winning.
yes, yes, yes. And then all of a sudden you see a good look on the face with all his teeth and they're white, and that works out really
Yes.
well.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
life's funny. Life's funny.
it is.
We go into it with all sorts of expectations, and whoever it was that said life's what happening when you make busy making plans was so true.
Oh yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, it's like once you have plans, you just it's all gonna change anyway. So
Yeah.
I I don't know. I just can't thank you enough for sharing that story and like your personality. You're a pretty amazing woman. I can't thank you enough at all for I know like you and I were talking. This is the first time you've been on a show. Hopefully
Yes.
it was what I explained it to be.
It absolutely was. It's been amazing talking to you. I forgot that we're on a show. I
Yeah.
mean, seriously, we just had a coffee date. Let's
That's
be
it.
honest.
That's it. And Lord knows, what me at 6 a.m, you at 7 at
Cup of
night,
water.
you got your water. It's about how it would go too. And this is what links the world together. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I just
absolutely.
just thank you so much.
No, thank you. It's actually very healing to speak it out loud and to, share the story, know you're okay.
Thank you for being along for the ride of the Swipe Wrong podcast. Remember, everyday people telling everyday stories of the swipe right world. The show is produced by Jay Pelham. He is the host of Pelham Place. So make sure to check that out. Also, I am Chaos, the host of Chaotic Commentary. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, tell a friend about the pod. And if you have something that you want to share, please, we want to hear from everybody and get everybody's stories as much as we possibly can. Email us at swipewrongpod@gmail.com. Give us a call, leave us a voicemail. Let us know if it's okay to call you back. 317-426-6616. Thanks for being along for the ride. And next week, the saga continues.